Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved. I am Axion Evolved, and again, before I get started, I've noticed that some of you guys have been going over to twitch.tv/Axion Evolved, and you've been hitting the follow button, and I just want to let you guys know I really appreciate that. I've been streaming this game a little bit more over there, just doing... We are in the prep phase of the Frozen Factory, so there's a lot of... I guess I'll call it busy work that has to happen for this part of the game. So, when I got the time and I'm gonna be doing this prep work that's really boring to watch in a video like this, I do it over on Twitch. So, if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in watching, check out the link to my Twitch down below. And if you're ever wondering, when am I gonna even stream or anything like that? Well, I post all that stuff on Twitter. So, if either of those sound like something you want to keep up on, the links for both will be down in the description below. So back to the video. Like I mentioned, we are in the prep phase for the Frozen Factory. And what does that mean, right? Well, that means we are in the middle of digging out the cold caverns to build a giant factory floor so we can start placing all of the stuff we need. We can put down the C5 or the cold cavern climate control center, right? C5, 5Cs. So we're in the middle of digging this all out. I'm using the Mark II auto excavator, and I'm using that for a couple reasons. That's what these kind of outlines are right here. I'm using those because they allow me, like the ability to really just get through large areas, right? I can set, this is like a 50 block radius, and it's just going through and clearing everything out for me, I think I'm having it clear all the crystal deposits out right now. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, we need all of this space. You'll see like the crystal deposits up here are slowly going away because we pretty much don't need crystal, and all of these are smaller deposits. So we are going to try to subsist on, there's a deposit over here. Right here. I believe it's 3+ million. Yeah, so that's going to be our end game crystal. We're going to go ahead and tap that once the ones we're doing are no longer viable. So you can see chemobots everywhere. I've set up a series of turrets kind of all over the place, so they'll get taken out eventually. But this is pretty much what we're doing, right? We're digging this all out, but there's more to it than just digging, right? So you can see right here, I'm pretty much, I've decided to use this as the C5 location. So I don't know what a good amount of distance outside, like what a good radius from the C5 is. So I'm going to go about 250, 300 blocks over time. And if that sounds good, let me know down below what a good workflow radius is, because I know there's like a lot of stuff we're going to have to put down here. I'm leaning towards 250 just because it'll be done faster, but it kind of is what it is. And then you can see I'm also there's a ton of gaps in the floor all over the place. So over time, I'm just kind of going through and replacing all the gaps at least with this new floor. When we're out to the radius that we want to be at, I'm going to start building walls, right? So I'm going to start going vertical. I don't know how many blocks this is, but it's a lot. So build walls, because once you place the C5, the game is gonna spawn 8 cryoplasm spawners, and those are gonna be in all the cardinal directions. So from the C5, right, it's gonna place one in every cardinal direction, but also in all the diagonal directions. So you can see there'll be 8 all the way around us. So we need to build the walls because the cryoplasm, once the spawners spawn, are going to be continuously creating cryoplasm, and that's with the goal of overtaking the base, right? That's like what it's trying to do. So to prepare for that, we're going to build the walls to try to slow that process down. So that's what we're doing here, but there's a lot that goes into this other than that, and one of the big things really is power generation, right? So to handle all that, we are going to probably, and by probably I mean we definitely are, we're going to kind of revamp completely our power generation. And let me kind of show you and explain what that all means. So back at the surface we see, and this was the opening shot, so we've all seen it. We have the OET ready to go. There is one hive, I guess they're called, one hive or overmind, whatever we're going to call it, left in the world to kill. I have the orbital strike controller ready to go, so we may get into that this episode. It kind of depends on how we do on time. If not this episode, for sure next episode. So we got to kill that. That's easy. The only thing that kind of worries me, quote unquote, I'm using that worry loosely, is that means that our bug parts will stop, right? We've got a ton to collect, a ton to go sort, but, you know, we have quite a few. We have, if we go down to the sorting, and we're looking at what we have here, you know, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 6,000, 2,000 perfect eyes, plus another 1,800. So that's plenty, but massive eyes, I have them all on my person, right? Only 280. So I don't know how many massive eyes we're going to need, and if we're going to be able to kind of get them in time. And also, I've collected all the recombined organic matter that I could find, or that I've produced so far, and it's only about 618. And if we look at the self-craft here to make some of the bug parts, massive faceted eyes cost 75. So this is what? Not even 10, right? So, you know, I don't know whether or not we're going to need the massive faceted eyes to build lenses. I know there's a chrome polished lens, which lets you transmit more power with these, but there's also conduits. So it all comes down to, like, are we going to need more eyes? I know there's a workaround using, like, herbivores and plants to build more of that kind of stuff. So that might be the option if we find ourselves running low. But overall, that means once we kill the hive mind, which is, I think, that corner over, no, this corner over here. Yeah, Spider Bro's over there. You can kind of see him. So once we kill that corner, then we have 38 turbines that we're no longer going to be using, in addition to all of these, right? And one of the things I was contemplating, at least early game, was, oh, well, what if I just beam that power down with all the transmitters, right? But then I got to thinking, like, that's kind of crazy. That's like a lot of stuff to be beaming down. That's a lot of logistics that I have to keep up, right? And then I was also realizing, well, once we destroy the bug threat, like, once that's no longer a thing, oh, are these empty? Where's all this power? Oh, I think I need to build another buffer or two here. I am constantly finding new things that are issues, right, with this fuel system, which I guess is a great segue, right? Because once all the bugs are done, once we are not, oh, look at that. Our Hodor, by the way, has just been going crazy. Once all the bugs are done, we no longer need this whole defense system, meaning we have 1, 2, 3 Mark V batteries at every corner, right? So that's 12 Mark V batteries. In addition, we had the 38 turbines from the OET that we're using. Well, here's 2, 4, 6, 8, plus another 4 in every corner. So 8 and 16. So there's another 24. So we have like over 50 turbines that we're no longer going to need down here to power stuff that we're no longer going to use. So that right there, oh man, I'm just like draining all the power. Yeah, that fuel situation really like caught up to us. What is this issue? Is it because it can't output? So you're coming up there. I need to go figure this out. I did make myself a nice little staircase right here that just kind of brings me right up here. So what is the holdup here? Is it that my fuel buffer is full? I've been trying to add buffers everywhere that I can, but I'm thinking I need to build bigger buffers because that's a ton. Yeah, this looks like an issue. So I guess what I'm going to do is this right here. Boom, add only, right? I'll throw the fuel in there. We are consistently upgrading this to accommodate more stuff, right? So that should help. This should be... I'm not sure where the empties from down below are coming up. Is it this one? It might be this one, which is why it's not... You know what? We're going to do this. Why not, right? In fact, I'm actually going to get rid of some of these fuel canisters. This one is going to need to be... This is adding to the fuel, right? So, like, it sounds all good and nice, but once we're done with the missiles, I think I'm going to cut this off. In fact, I think I'm going to cut this off right now, right? Because I think it's more responsible to start diverting some of these over this way. So, in fact, I'm going to do that right now. So, we'll do this number. We'll just kind of do it simply, right? We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll slope up. Yeah. We'll slope up again. Give ourselves... I don't know what I'm doing this. I'd rather have these like nice trusses. We want to look professional here. We'll just come over like so. And then literally just feed in this way. Boom. So now at least it's pulling from the same area, right? So these are going to stay. These are powering the quarry, and that whole network, which is, spoiler alert, also going to be not necessary. This system is going to become a lot easier because there's only going to be two different fuel, I guess, things. Fuel transportation priorities, right? There's going to be our resin / fuel farm here, which we always need to make sure is powered. And then there's going to be the fuel going down. And you might ask, well, what do you mean by that? Let me show you. So if we come over here, we are down on the fuel level, as you can kind of see by looking down here. You'll see these are the lifts we have for our already established, these are the tier 2 ores, this is the crystal, right? So we know where these are, where they come up down in the cold caverns, right? Well, if we look right over here, I've dug some new holes. And you might be asking yourself, well, what are these for? Well, these are going to be where our fuel is transported via lift, right? So the plan is, I'm going to build, and I'm going to do this on this episode. This is kind of one of the things I want to do this episode. The plan is, we are going to build a series of lifts that are going to be, one is going to transport full fuel containers down, and one is going to transport empty containers up. And then if we go down into the cold caverns, if we come down here, you see these are the two holes where those lifts come down. So they're going to be roughly in this area. And what I plan on doing is this stuff will be gone, right? Once we build... oh, wait, hold on. Let me orient myself. So the C5 is going to be over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this area right here as a power station. I'm going to bring all of those turbines down, all 50 of them at some point, and use those to power up all those Mark V batteries we're no longer going to be using. So we're going to have just a massive power generation, and building that is probably going to be an episode unto itself. So just kind of stand by for that, right? First things first is kind of getting everything cleared out, and that's why we're clearing all the ore in this area, because I want a nice space for all this. And I also, other things I want to do down here, just since I'm down here, you see I've got these electric lights up here. I want the ceiling to get kind of completed. I'm going to go up there and make it a perfectly flat ceiling too, everywhere, kind of fill in the gaps, so that I can have like uniform electric light everywhere. You know, I'll have one of these, like basically like a system of batteries and laser energy transmitters pushing power all the way around, so that this place is going to be lit. The electric lights work pretty well, and I think they don't take that much power, so that's kind of the goal here. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is go back to the surface, get the stuff together for some lifts, and then we'll head down there and see what's up. Or we'll get it all going, and then, you know what, I'll just bring you guys back when we're ready. Alright, so here we are at the area we need to be. So I covered this in glass because this is actually only a 3x3 shaft. I made these a little bit bigger in case we need to, you know, matter move something down, send power down through laser energy transmitters, whatever. It's really just for flexibility. So, I know that we can, I think it's 3 high. Don't quote me on that. We'll find out here shortly, but this is really just an area to get the cargo lift controllers, right? Now, these are going to need power, right? So, what I may end up doing is putting like keeping a turbine off to the side. You know, putting something in the middle here that will, because this is a 3-block area. So maybe I'll put like a Mark IV battery? Mark IV? I do have some, actually. Kind of like this. So we'll put that on there, and that'll power, because right now I'm using basic upgrade modules, and I don't know, or I'm sorry, basic lifts, right? I don't know if basic lifts will be enough, or if I'll need to go bigger, right? So what I want to do, and this holds 600, right? So I'm just going to end up putting those right there, these right there, right? So now I need to power this, and I'm going to need to put rack rails. So I'm just going to get all the stuff in there right now. Where are my rack rails? Here we go. Let's do a stack of 250 for each. So you get 250, and you get 250. Now what I'm going to need to do is power this thing. So who is going to be sacrificed? And really, all of these can. These are absolutely useless, right? They have full internal buffers because they're not doing anything. So if we go up real quick, right, we can just go up right through here. Those are these, right? These were what we're feeding the original plan for the missiles. When we were originally going to have the missiles in the middle of the... Oh, I guess they're powering the turrets now. But all of those, we have 2 turbines powering these, right? Powering these lasers. And we don't need lasers anymore. So, I'm going to sacrifice. Let's start in this corner because there's nothing else going on over here. You know? We've already got rid of all the bugs in that direction. So, we are just going to get rid of this. Alright, so that's 1 corner down. Now, what we're going to do with this, we are going to put a turbine, I guess, just right behind this, right? And what's kind of nice is, what we can do is, let me think here. I want the intake to be there, and I'll put the body here. But what I think is really cool about that is we can do something like this, right? Remove only, add only. So in other words, empties, fulls. And then what we can do is something like this, right? Let's give it kind of a wide berth here. We'll do that. And then let's just assume that we're going to have a space there. Because there's going to be... I'll probably end up doing some kind of priority split, right? Oh, of course, of course. I hate that it goes right. You know, like the priorities to the right. So it'll do something like that. But then the empties, right? The empties don't have an issue. Those can just feed literally right into here. Like, we do not have an issue with the empties just going straight where they need to go. So boom, boom, empties, right? So if we finish this off, boom. That should be more than enough power for basics. For basic elevators. And honestly, it's probably more than enough energy for the bigger, I forget what they're called, advanced or logistics, what are they? Improved cargo lifts. I need to make ultimate upgrade modules to get improved, which is why I didn't do them automatically. So that's probably going to be something else that we take care of. So now the next question is, well, we need to get the fuel over here, right, to even start feeding this. So what I'm going to do is put a hopper right here for now and drop in a bunch of fuel. That'll feed it, and that'll at least get this charging. We don't need this running per se quite yet, but I want it at least to start sending its stuff down while we can figure out how we're going to transport all of the fuel over to here. So I'm going to let that do its thing. We should start seeing the rack rails going down as they are. We got rack rails in place. All right, so that'll do its thing. I'll probably save dismantling everything for a live stream. So again, if you guys are interested in that, link down below in the description. So one other thing I want to take care of, since I have the ability to do it right now, we are going to be getting back into the research phase of this game, right? So I want to redo this. Now, I like that. That's good. But I don't want coal in here, right? So I'm going to completely dismantle the coal. Now, what am I going to do in its stead? Well, I'm going to put a big old battery right here, right? We are going to build up our power generation. In fact, I think is that just a regular organic solar panel? If I had another Mark II, I do have another Mark II organic. I can put that down right here. You know? And then while it's not doing anything, that'll just start filling up. Because this isn't doing anything. It's waiting for these 2 ores, which I can't get until we place the C5 anyway. So, that'll do its thing. But I'm also tempted to go down below and put open this up and put a turbine on there. Because the battery is right above this. If I put, I believe if I put a logistics grommet, or I guess my thought process here is, if I can make this make this wall a turbine, I could put a turbine up here, just have it get fed through the ceiling from the same, batch of stuff we already have going. And then we'll have tons of power for research. So that's definitely something else I'm going to look into doing, because I think we're really getting back into the research phase of this game, which means, we're going to want plenty of power. So if you guys know that if I can use a turbine as a wall, let me know, because as far as I can tell, I think power can only be passed through energy grommets by batteries. So if that's the case, it's not as exciting as I'd like. So, there's still ways to do it. It just becomes more of a thing, right? So let's go check on the elevator and kind of see how that's working. And actually, slight detour here. So here is the ultimate upgrade module maker that we have right now, right? So I believe it takes obviously the charged lithium coils. It takes primary upgrade modules, but it also takes alloyed upgrade modules. So 10 of those. And if you guys remember from past episodes, I couldn't even begin to tell you which one. We have this running. Alloyed upgrade modules take secondary upgrade modules, gold foil, and titanium housings in large quantities, let me tell you. So I think, I'm just kind of guessing here, but I'd be willing to bet we're going to need that stuff in the future. And we've actually got to the point where some of this stuff seems to be working fairly quick. What is not being fed over here? Why is this just stopped? Is it just stopped? Hardened machine blocks. Is that because this is filling up? No. Why are hardened machine blocks not being made? Oh, there's no power. Why is it? Because there's no coal. Why is there no coal? See, all things we have to figure out. I'm glad I took a look at this. Okay, so you're coming from this way. You're coming from over here. There's no way we ran out of coal. Did I break the chain in here somewhere? I did. There we go. All right, well, that'll do its thing. So I think I'm going to turn on and these are the improved lifts too. Improved cargo lifts. So it's not to say that they're useless. We probably will end up using it to kind of make sure that our power situation, keeps up. Have we got over here yet? You know what? I guess I can jumpstart this myself, right? All right. So if I just do something like that, I can just, help it out a little. It'll at least start doing its thing, right? Okay. So I think I'm going to turn this back on. And we'll just kind of see how everything goes. There's a huge backlog of all this stuff. We had buffers built up, so hopefully it doesn't take too much. But, I'm sure we're going to need it all, and we'll probably end up having to rethink and or expand our tier 2 item generation anyway. So, or a tier 2 ore generation. So, always something to do. When we start making bigger projects like this, it always turns into needing to build bigger or produce bigger or smelt faster. Just all that stuff, right? So that's doing its thing. So, okay, back to seeing where the elevators are down below. All right, looks like they've both ran out of rack rails, which is fine. They take 2 per every meter. So if they're going down, we're at -15 to 240. So they're going to need like 400 something each. I'm currently producing them, but I only have so much. So I guess the fuel going down is more important, so to speak. So let's throw these in here. That should get us down there. But you see, this turbine is providing more than enough power. It's probably providing too much power. So luckily, it's working out. That thing is full. We could probably kill this, and that would be plenty of power for a while. So that's going to do its thing, which is nice. Now, I think I want to figure out how I'm going to get the fuel starting to move over here. Because, like I said, we don't need it. We don't need it down there. They've got fuel over there. And that's the corner that we're still being attacked in. So that's still doing its thing. But I can dismantle this fuel production down here. So this system is no longer necessary. Right? And that's being fed over here. Right? Okay, this is the outside one. I need the inside one. Is this just like an offshoot? Where is this all coming from? It's always great when you remember it in the first place, but getting back to it and trying to figure it out after the fact is interesting. So it looks like this is where it's coming from. But I think everything is being fed. Everything down here is being fed off of this line. Because it just kind of loops around in a circle. And then I think once it loops back from over there, it then splits into this, right? Yeah, because that's going there. This one's going here. Does it split off over here anywhere? Where were these ones being fed from? Or are they? Yeah, they're just kind of offshoots of the main center line. So there should be something over here that was feeding this one. Which is funny because I don't, oh, here it is. Yeah, it was feeding it this way. That's the hole. Okay. So I can at least get rid of this. Right? Yeah, I guess so. Honestly, I can get rid of all of it. This system pretty much ends right here. Anything past this... Oh, well, I guess this one... This is where all our power is getting sent down right now. This will get replaced by all of the stuff we're putting down in the cold caverns. So I guess we'll hold on to it for now. But that means this is the end of the line. It literally doesn't need to go past here. Right? So all of this stuff... Oh, is this powering what's going on over here? And then this is being powered by that. Okay. Oh, this is getting fuel over here. Oh, look at that. So that's how the fuel's getting to the Hodor. We might have to rethink that part at least. So maybe we keep this, right? We'll keep the fuel coming into here by having it branch out from right there. But then we need to make sure this has power, which is not difficult. This, you know, it's easy enough to do. This is the end of the line. Okay, so then this power transmitter we don't need. We absolutely don't need that. And we don't need this. Oh, well, okay. I guess we'll just kind of... We'll let that power fly. We'll let this power fly. Oh, it's kind of complicated to do in the video here. But we know that we want to... Well, I guess the question is, do I want to matter move everything, or should I just convey or pipe it? So many questions, so many questions. I'm going to have to trace these lines. Either that, or we just pull the trigger and take out the overmind and just stop worrying about power down here altogether. Which is starting to sound a little bit attractive to me. Just because it gets rid of all the headache. So many questions. Where am I going? What am I looking for? This. Okay. How are you looking? Okay, so it's done its thing. How many rack rails do you have? 9. Perfect. That's just what this needs. Just kidding. Okay, so we'll at least throw those in there. Let's head down and at least get this machine kind of built down there so that we can kind of visualize what's going on. And then I might have to call this an episode. It's not going to be a super long episode. Well, it might be. I don't know what's going to edit out to. But there's just kind of a lot to do, a lot of busy work to do. And without doing all that busy work, we don't really have much else we can do right this second. So let me go down, check things out. We'll kind of build up down below, and then we'll go from there. All right, and here we see where the lifts are actually coming down. So this is where the lifts are. No kind of question about it. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to dig out, a little hole around, right? I want to make it look all nice. I think it looks kind of cool with these. I've already thrown in the basic lifts just so they kind of do their thing. All right, so here are where the lifts are. Like the lifts are coming down here. Now, if our C5 is over here, C5 is right there. I'm thinking I want the power distribution or the whole power system to be in this area. Or it could be in this area. No, I'm thinking this area might be better. It's a little bit more open over here. I don't really have any rhyme or reason for why I want it over here. Just that's just what I want, right? So, what we're going to do then is we are going to place our stuff right here. And that'll just kind of be, what we do. This will be, we'll start. I think I'm going to have, I guess I can kind of talk this out now too. I think I'm going to have the turbines be elevated, right? So I think I'm going to build like a little like platform setup, something like, I don't know, maybe go up like 5 or something, enough room to kind of walk under it, but then like have it come out, X amount in both directions. And then the turbines themselves will just sit up here. Right? So it's 3 wide or so. And then we could just bloop, bloop. I can either do something like that, or I could even have... no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll have it... I'll have... I forget which one's input and output. We'll have to see once we have the actual stuff coming down. But I'll have the turbines sit up here. Oh, wait. No, I need this to be 5 wide. Make it 5 wide, right? So something like this. I don't know, like with the spacing, we'll have to figure that out. But I want to make it so that the empties and the fuel containers can kind of meander through it, and then we'll have, you know, a couple levels, and then I might even go up one more level, depending on how everything kind of works out. So that is the plan for those. So, like I said, we'll throw some turbines on there, yada, yada, yada. So, on that note, everybody, thank you so much for sticking around for this episode. Like I said, a lot to do, a lot of busy work I still need to accomplish. And if you're at all interested in hanging out with me while I do that, check out my Twitch down below, check out my Twitter down below. And if you like what you're seeing so far, hit the subscribe button. You know, it's a good time. I think it's a good time. We're having a good time. So, on that note, guys, again, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.